The storm did not begin at sea. It began on land. In a quiet field, under a darkening sky, a small group of Mareep huddled together. They always did. Their wool glowed softly in the night. Not bright, not loud, just enough to see one another. For Mareep, the light was never meant to guide the world. It was meant to keep a family close. But light never stays small forever. As seasons passed, some Mareep grew heavier. Their glow no longer drifted gently into the air. The energy stayed inside. They became Flaaffy. Flaaffy moved slower. They rested more. Their bodies strained to hold what once flowed freely. They did not evolve to become stronger. They evolved because the world demanded more from them. One Flaaffy walked farther than the rest, toward the cliffs, toward the sea. When it changed again, it became Ampharos. Its light was different now, focused, steady. At night, ships began to notice. Sailors stopped drifting. Routes became safer. People placed Ampharos at the edge of the land and asked it to stay. So it did. While its family grazed under open skies, Ampharos stood alone on stone night after night, burning its strength so strangers could find home. Far beyond the cliffs, something else depended on that light. A pod of Lapras moved through dark water. They had calves with them, small, slow. The storm erased the stars. The waves broke their memory of the route. Then they saw it, a single glow on the horizon. Lapras turned together. They followed the light that did not move. They never knew the Ampharos, but their lives depended on it. Above the storm clouds, wings fought the wind. A Dragonite searched the sea below. A ship was missing. The waves were too violent to land. Dragonite looked for one thing: the light. Through rain and lightning, it saw the glow on the cliff, a fixed point in a broken sky. Dragonite circled once, then dove back into the storm, guiding the ship by returning again and again to that same beacon. Sea, sky, land, all tied to one quiet figure standing still. The storm did not end. Nights grew longer. Lightning struck again and again. Ampharos weakened. Its light flickered. When it dimmed, the Lapras pod scattered in panic. The calves cried out. Dragonite lost its reference point. The sky became empty. The world began to come apart. Ampharos did not run. It could not. Instead, something inside it broke open. The stored energy surged. The body changed. It became Mega Ampharos. Hair grew and lifted, pulling lightning from the sky. The light returned, brighter than ever. For one final night, the ocean became visible again. Lapras regrouped, calves pressed against their mothers. Dragonite found the beacon and guided the ship home. The system held, just long enough. When the clouds finally passed, the light faded. Mega Ampharos collapsed back into stillness. Some say it survived, some say it did not. But the ships arrived. The Lapras calves lived. The sky grew quiet again. Back in the fields, Mareep glowed softly, unaware of what their light would one day become. Not all heroes travel far. Some are asked to stay behind. From the first glow of Mareep, to the strain of Flaaffy, to the stillness of Ampharos, and the final effort of Mega Ampharos, this was not a story about power. It was a story about being needed. And sometimes, the most important thing in nature is not the creature that moves forward, but the one that stays and keeps the light on. even when no one is watching.
When the lake becomes calm again, it does not feel gentle, it feels empty. The water stretches past the horizon. Cold, heavy, quiet enough to hide pain. Currents slowly return beneath the surface. Old migration paths reopen. Life begins to move again, carefully. Deep underwater, where light barely reaches, Milotic glides through restored water. Its movement is slow and distant. It does not stay. Balance has returned, but balance does not protect the fragile. Far below, among sunken trees and stone walls, a young Dratini begins its journey. Fresh water is unforgiving. Food is scarce. Cold drains strength with every movement. Hiding once meant survival. Now it only means slowly fading away. If the Dratini stays, it will weaken. So it leaves. It follows ancient paths carved into the lake long before memory. The crossing is far longer than its small body was meant to endure. Each movement costs strength it cannot replace. In the open water, a lone Lapras swims beneath the surface. It moves steadily, calmly, cutting through the water with purpose. Its large body smooths the current behind it. The Dratini slips into the wake. The water is calmer there. The effort hurts less. This is not kindness. It is borrowed survival. Halfway across the lake, the water shifts. Cold layers rise, pressure tightens, the light fades. From the depths, Gyarados surges upward. The Dratini is struck and thrown aside. Before the predator can turn back, the Lapras moves. It places itself between the Dratini and the Gyarados, not to fight, to give time. The Dratini escapes into the current. The Lapras is caught. Teeth rake across its side, tearing deep into its flesh. A dark trail of blood spreads slowly through the cold water. The Lapras does not panic. It turns and releases a burst of ice beam. The water freezes instantly, forcing the Gyarados to pull away. The predator retreats into the depths. The Lapras swims on, wounded, bleeding, but alive. The Dratini survives, and it remembers. Time passes. The lake never truly rests. As the Dratini grows, storms become harder to endure. Pressure shifts without warning. The water demands control its body cannot give. The Dratini changes. It becomes Dragonair. This evolution is not a reward. It is a burden. Dragonair absorb pressure that would tear others apart. Storms weaken around them. The lake calms because they suffer instead. But Dragonair cannot leave the water. They hold balance so others may pass. They remain behind. Years later, deep in the same lake, the Lapras returns. Older now, scarred, swimming underwater with its young. The old wound still slows it. From the depths, rage rises again. The same Gyarados attacks. The Lapras turns to shield its young, knowing it cannot escape. There is no wake to hide in, no current to follow. Then the water above breaks. The Dragonair rises into the storm and changes again. It becomes Dragonite. Dragonite descends with force, shaped by memory. It strikes the Gyarados. Again and again. It flies the Gyarados straight up into the sky and releases it. The lake grows quiet. Dragonite does not celebrate. It watches until the Lapras and its young disappear into safer water. Then it turns away. Dragonite do not stay. They never do. Some debts are not repaid with words, only with action. If someone saved you when you were sinking, would you know when it was finally your turn to save them? Also, what Pokémon would you like for me to do next? Comment below.